Claim number 0797510401 with a date of loss of January 9th, 2024, with the cause of loss being wind. This is for Mr. Richard Gregory. This claim, we are going to request a second inspection. First off, on January 9th of 2024, there was no hail reported in this area. However, on January 9th of 2024, there were wind speeds greater than 70 miles an hour. Allstate has approved to replace this standing seam metal, even though this is a wind claim, not a hail claim. We both know that you have to have a hail date in the area, so it's odd that we're getting hail approved for this. But if there's hail that is strong enough to come in and ding up a standing seam metal roofing system, whether it's 26 gauge or 24 gauge, it also has damaged the shingles, the asphalt shingles. I didn't call this one in for hail because of the data loss. We didn't have one there, but there is also hail throughout this roofing system. If there's hail there, there's hail there, there's a hail hit there. That's just a couple literally right around this standing seam metal. The reason for that Mr. Richard wants to get a second inspection out here, as do I, because none of the wind damage shingles on this roofing system were acknowledged, I guess, by the initial adjuster, Alexis. Here's a wind damage shingle right here. As you can see, a very obvious crease in the top of the shingle itself, and it has damaged the shingle. It is no longer tarred down, and there's a wind damage shingle there. Anywhere you see red are wind damage shingles. Here's another wind damage shingle. You can see a very obvious crease across the top of this shingle. Again, wind damage shingle. Now, there is also hail on all of the soft metals of this roofing system. As you can see, obviously not the huge dings that look like a baseball or softball fell from the sky, but the little 1-inch dings. Here's another wind damage shingle right there. As you can see, an obvious crease across the top of the shingle and wind damage. Here's another one. There is wind damage on all facets, not all facets, but pretty much all facets of this roofing system. Again, crease. You can see a crease. I'm gonna get every angle so there's no confusion. Crease. Here's another one. As you can see, there is a crease through the shingle, which is a wind damage shingle that occurred while insured by Allstate on January 9th of 2024. Again, we're not out here for hail. However, there are hail hits throughout this roofing system as well. There's hail. As you can see though as well, on all these other shingles that are not marked, there is no crease at the top of them. That is how the shingles should look. Like this one here, there's no crease. Crease across the top from wind. Here's another one I can see right there. I'm gonna walk across this right quick. This is a very slippery roof, so let me see. Right here, you can see an old mark on it actually, but as you can see, a very obvious crease atop across the top of the shingle itself. To put into reference, that is a wind damage shingle, and I'll put in a frame, and this is not a wind damage shingle. Wind damage, not wind damage. Wind damage is a covered peril on the policy that Allstate insured this home with Mr. Gregory on. Let's see. All right, let's go to the back. Okay. There's anywhere you see red are wind damage shingles. This roof is covered in algae and it's steep. Here we go. This is a perfect example. Again, I have 2 shingles in frame here. This one is not wind damage. This one is wind damaged. Let's take a closer look so there's no confusion. So again, turn this here. This is how the shingle should look. Okay, this is how the shingle looks. As you can see, there is a crease in the shingle itself. Here's another one we'll check out real quick. Damaged shingle. Well, that one's actually retarded back down, but let's see. Any on this one? I haven't done a re-inspection on this whole roof. Oh, there's one right there. Oops. Oh my gosh. As you can see there, that's a wind damaged shingle. You can see the old red. Let's see. As you can see, an obvious crease in the shingle itself. This is how the shingle should look, or this is how the shingle should look. And that is wind damage from a storm on January 9th of 2024 when Allstate was insuring this home. All right, let's check out this one. Here's an example of how a shingle should look. That is not wind damage. Oh, look at there. Here's another one. Boom. Okay, perfect example. How a shingle should look. Shouldn't be able to lift up. Should be adhered to the roofing system. There should be no crease across the top. But let's look at this one directly under. I have them both in frame. How it should look, right? Wind damage. You can see excessive granule loss across the top of the shingle in the shadow line. And this shingle has been compromised. The integrity of the shingle has been compromised due to a windstorm that occurred on January 9th of 2024 under homeowners insurance through Allstate. This is how the shingle should look. I'll put it sideways so you can see. Not damaged. Damaged. Wind damage. Not damaged. Wind damage. Wind damage. Wind damage. See here? Wind damage. Right there. Wind damage. So, if we're not gonna get, I'm not walking all this. This is stain and algae, and I'm not trying to die today. So, what I will do though, is come over here. And let's go down this bridge. All right, let's see if I can find another one right here. Most of my marks are gone off of this roofing system. It's been a week or two. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. I have more pictures from my original. This too is very slick. A lot of algae growth. So, with that said, I don't really feel like climbing over there to find one. But look at those soft metals there. Oops. Hail. All right. Let's check out the front porch for you, so we can teach you guys what wind damage looks like. Especially whoever reviewed this one, which I believe was, here we go. You see the granule loss right there. You can see actually a tear in the shingle right there, where this one was flapping in the wind and teared the shingle. Wind damage. I'll mark that for you. All right. I don't know how much more clear we can make this for you guys. Let me see. I think I gave like 7 examples so far, but maybe an 8th is what will do it. Let's see here. Let's find a wind damaged shingle from a storm that happened on January 9th. Oh, look at there. We got some hail, because that's what you guys want to call this. So we at least need, the insured at least needs this shingle replaced because of that hail hit. That has compromised the integrity of that roofing system. Here, hail. So go ahead and throw that flashing in. But here we go. Wind damage 101. Can you spot it? Here we go, right here. So let's look at it closely so we know what wind damage looks like. You see a granule loss? No granule loss, right? No granule loss. Granule loss. Cracked shingle, exposed fiberglass from flapping in the wind. Here, let me show you under it. You can see a nail that's rusted. Zoom in right there. You see that rusted nail? There you go. This is textbook wind damage. So, since we're calling this one hail, let's see if there's any on the downspouts here. Actually, the hail looked like it came from the other direction, so this one probably not a great candidate. But yeah, that's what we're, now that I hope I've informed you of what wind damage looks like on a roofing system, I hope we can agree upon the evidence provided in this virtual inspection I have done for a second time. And again, we're not out here for hail. We're out here for a wind damage or a wind event that happened on January 9th of 2024. If you look up, I know the software you guys use, look up on the date, you will see 70-mile-an-hour winds recorded in this area. We appreciate, the insured appreciates you guys opening coverage on the standing seam metal roof, because Allstate is very kind and likes to pay for things that they don't need to. So he does appreciate that. However, again, we're not out here for hail. We're out here for all of the wind damage shingles to this roofing system that have been, the integrity of the shingles have been compromised due to the wind damage. So either we get replacement for, we both know this is going to be a full roof replacement. This is a Certainty Horizon. It is a non-compatible shingle. North Carolina Residential Code 904.2 states that all roofing material must be compatible. So what we're gonna do, oh, here's two more right here. Bada bing, bada boom. So, and Allstate knows this. There's another one right there. There it is on that faded red shingle there. This is a discontinued shingle, and because of its unique shape and size and characteristics, it does not conform to North Carolina Residential Code 904.2, and a full roof replacement is warranted. So what I'm going to do here, let's go ahead and get the ball rolling on this one, and let's not make us keep jumping through hoops.